like the rushing of a mighty wind, like the rushing of a mighty wind.
We're the only Americans because we're the only people listed as Americans in law. That makes us the only Americans. So we got American Dream back. So go ahead, American Dream. I'm back now. I got about 15 minutes. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So currently, the way that in California, the way they collect that data, there's the category of Black or African American, and then subcategories where it includes all Black people, Black Caribbeans, Black Africans. FBA are all a subcategory of the Black or African American category.
Yeah, race. It's race. Yeah, race is fake.
Right,
the government has said that it's just a category. Yep, I got you. Go ahead.
Right. So how is this going to be different? Because how is this going to be different? Like the new law that's being like, what is going to be new?
Oh, what's new is that not only we have delineated from Africans and Caribbeans, but what's new is we got the American title all to ourselves. That's what's new. It's because before we were like let me put it to you this way.
Sorry. So there won't be there will no longer be a Black or African American category.
No, it's going to be the umbrella Black and / African American. That's not leaving. But look at this right here.
And we'll all still be under that category.
Under that category.
Umbrella.
Yeah, but they're going to delineate according to ethnicity now. And they got Africans and Caribbeans in one box. So you Africans and Caribbeans will be in one box. And then we're going to have our own box. And then there's a third box for people who don't know where they come from or just don't want to be a part of it. So there's going to be 3 boxes. You Africans and Caribbeans are going to be in the same box. Like the only ones who got delineated from Africans and Caribbeans is us. So Africans and Caribbeans, you're all still together. You guys have not delineated. In California,
Africans and Caribbeans and FBA will still be under the African American category.
Yeah, but you don't understand, bro. It's like, okay, the Asians. In California, the Asians are all under Asian. But under Asian, they're all delineated. They got Chinese, Japanese, Korean, and they gather data based on their ethnicity. So what they're going to do starting next year is gather data based on our ethnicity.
No,
so
I understand that. That's pretty basic. Like we know we've spoken
exactly.
about this. So it sounds as if now, because when we've spoken about this in the past, you showed that they were. When we spoke about it in the past, you showed that.
Hang on, Trent. Go ahead. Hang on, Trent. Go ahead.
Right. When we spoke about it in the past, you said there were boxes for us to write in what our ethnicities were.
Yeah.
We were all under African American, but then everyone would write in what their origin was.
Yeah.
But it seems as if now the only thing different is that they're going to specify certain origins, or are you saying American freedmen is going to be listed as your
ethnicity
category?
Yeah, exactly. This will be our subcategory. The term American freedman represents the legal and political status inherited by us. That's going to be us. It says right here, section 1, right here, descendants of persons enslaved and emancipated in the United States, also known as American freedmen, enabling more effective policy planning and resources allocation just to us. See, under the Black umbrella, it just went to Black people. So under the Black umbrella, our resources were allocated to Black people. That meant it went to Africans, it went to Caribbeans, it went to Afro-Latinos, and it went to us. And it went to Afro-Arabs and Afro other people, right?
But they're all still under the Black umbrella.
Yeah, but look right here. It says now, under American freedmen, this will enable a more effective policy planning and resource allocation just for us. You see that? Resource allocation just for us. So under our own ethnicity, American freedmen, these resources will be coming directly to us. And it won't be divvied up amongst all Blacks. Do you understand what I'm saying? Before, the resources were divvied up to Black people. That meant Africans got some of it, Caribbeans got some of it, we got some of it, Latinos got some of it. Now, because we have delineated from Africans and Caribbeans, all the resources meant for us will be just for us. You see, resource allocation. That's why they delineated resource allocation at and between local and state levels. So what they're going to do is look at us apart from Africans and Caribbeans and say, okay, what are these Negroes really getting? What are these American freemen getting? And what are they not getting? And so they're good.
But the other groups can say the same thing, right? The other groups that are the other groups that you're delineated from can also say that they're also going to get stuff just for them.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, bro. I'm not concerned about average.
You wouldn't be, but you wouldn't be, but you guys.
Yeah, but hang on. I'm not concerned about what you guys.
You're not concerned about it. I know you're not concerned about it.
Yeah, you're Jamaican dream. Listen. The main reason why they're doing, why they're doing this. The main reason is for reparations. That's the main thing. They're doing it, period, at a state level and a local level for jobs and everything to see where we're at, to see who has what ownership and all that. But the overriding reason for this is reparations. And that's why they said, yeah, check this out. Because in California,
that's interesting, because everything I've looked at about it, it said it has nothing to do with reparations. It was only for data collection. It had nothing to do with benefit or reparations. It says it was only for their employees collecting data.
Where does it say that this has nothing to do with reparations?
No, hang on. This is writing. No, hang on. This is where you're hang on, okay. This is where you're wrong, Jamaican Dream. Why do you think California is discussing right now to allocate $6 million for genealogist specialists? Why would they do that if they're not talking about reparations? Why would the California government right now, you can Google it, you can YouTube it. They're talking about allocating $6 million, and they've been talking about this for a few years. $6 million to hire professional genealogists. Why would they do that? They're not doing it for Africans or Caribbeans. You guys have nothing to do. Why would they spend $6 million on genealogists in California? Well, obviously it's for reparations. That's why. Remember, the reparation bill almost passed last time. It was going to pass, but at the last minute, the Black Congress killed it. Because Governor Newsom said kill it, because they're going to give the American freemen millions of dollars apiece, and Governor Newsom didn't think it was going to pass. So they're already been they're in talks right now of how they're going to allocate $6 million for genealogists. Well, that's only for us American freemen. It's not for you Africans or Caribbeans. So no, this is about resource allocation for us. They have delineated us. See, you guys aren't delineated. You guys are all stuck together. Africans and Caribbeans is one big group. We have delineated now from you guys, starting right here, starting right there, January the 1st, 2027. What the heck? I don't know what the heck happened there. Yeah, we have delineated from you guys, and it's done, right? Right. Go ahead.
BSI, they're going to retire the term African American.
Oh, I hope so. They should. I mean, nobody's using it.
No, it is, because they're going to put it as a descriptor, like white, and then you have German, Irish. They can't put American freeman and African American. That's a double no. They're not. Africans are not Americans. So
yeah, well, like I said, I haven't heard anything about them retiring African American. I hope. I'm just saying I haven't heard anything. I'm just going by what
because
is.
If you do that, the reason why I say that, if they do that and we're changing our name to American freeman, you can't have a double ethnic identifier that was only used by us as African American. It's defeating the purpose.
Yeah, but
right.
you know, the white.
If I could, I do agree with her. I think she's absolutely correct. It would be kind of like a contradiction to have American freedmen under the category of African American, which is why I don't think they're going to have a category for American freedmen.
But it's law, bro. This is law. Like,
no, I don't think that's what it's saying.
No, bro, this is law right here. The government code right here to read. The government code to read as is. The legislation finds and declares both of the following. Look at the legislature finds and declares both of the following. This is law, bro. This is already codified. It passed. This is literal law.
But that doesn't mean that the paperwork that they're employed, that doesn't mean there's going to have the American freedman box to check.
Bro, listen. Hey, Jamaican Dream, listen. This is the bill text. I am giving you the bill text. I'm not giving you opinion. I'm not giving you what a referendum. No, this is the literal bill text right there. Like, this is the bill. Like, you tend to you think like I'm giving you opinions. You know, when you read opinions about people arguing about what law should pass and not pass, and they put out opinion pieces and what people thought. I'm literally giving I'm literally giving you the bill text. I'm literally sourcing up. So I'm not giving you an opinion piece. I'm not giving you a news article. I am literally giving you the bill text itself. So for you to say that it's not in the law when this is the bill text right here that goes in effect 2027.
I'm not saying it's not in the law, BSI. I'm just saying it's not going to be on the forms. Like, for you, like, there's not going to be a census form that's going to say American freedmen on it.
I guess you didn't hear. Law is above the census. This is law. This is superior to census. Because census aren't hang on.
It's really only about data collection, and there's not going to be an American freedom box to check.
Hey, listen. Just say you're right. There's no American freedman box to check. It does not change a thing. We are now legally American freemen in California. And so goes California, so goes the world. This is our name, American free. It's in law. And again, hang on a second. I am giving you the bill text itself. You can Google it. I'm sure you already tried. I got everything here. I'm sourced up. And it says the people of the state of California do enact as follows. What does it say? The people of the state of California do enact. You know what act means? Put it into law. And it has section 1. Section 53060.0 is added to the government code to read. 5306.8. The legislature finds and declares both of the following. So look, it says right here, American Dream. Listen, you see 53, you see 53060. 53060.8.8. What does it say about this? So we got the same numbers. This is added to the government code, the government law. So what is added to the government law? That number. Where is that number? This is the number. And it lists, here we go. You see? This is, so us being an American freeman, the only Americans, if you didn't hear me, I'm going to say it again. This trumps the census because the census is not law per se. This is law. So in law, in legal terms, we're literally in law as the only Americans. That supersedes census because the census is not law. Even though the census is very important, this is the law of California. We are American freemen. This is in the books. So starting 2020 and 2027, when you open the law books, you're going to see this law and you're going to see it's listed as Americans. And we're the only people listed as Americans. That makes us the only Americans because we're the only people in law listed as Americans. That makes us the only Americans. And that's why, Jamaican Dream, I brought you the text itself. I didn't bring you a newspaper article because then you can say, well, that's a newspaper article. That's not the original source. I'm giving everybody in the chat the original source. I'm not giving you opinion piece. I'm not giving you USA Today newspaper. I am giving you the bill text itself that states, yes, as follows. So we're in the legal codes as the only Americans right here. And she spells it out. What is an American? A descendant of persons enslaved and emancipated in the United States of America, also known as American freemen. Here we go again. The term American freeman represents the legal and political status inherited by the posterity of the 4 million freed men and women. Posterity means future generations. We're them. We're the future generation of the 4 million people freed. This, and then it states this has always been our legal status. We just didn't know, bro. She says it here. The term American freeman represents the legal and political status inherited. So this was our American freeman was always our legal and political status. We just didn't know. Our ancestors always said we were American, but they just did it. But we today, because we've been mislabeled so much and lied to, we didn't know that our legal and political status has always been American freeman. We've heard freeman, but we didn't know it was like that. Like, you know, people got the last name Freeman, and after the Civil War, the Freeman Bank. We didn't know that this was our legal and political status in America. That it was it was for all future generations of the 4 million freed. We didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know this was our legal status. I didn't know. She's like, yo, this was our legal status from slavery, American freemen. So we were the only Americans since slavery, because we're the only people listed as Americans in law. So this trumps census. This is above the census. So go ahead, sir.
I mean, I understand why freedmen would be the status of black people that were freed from slaves, but why that would be the legal status of black people today. Why freedmen, like, I don't understand why that would be your legal status today, which is why it doesn't make sense to me that that's what they would put on any of these government documents. But that's just really all I'm saying is I just don't think that the term American freedman is going to be listed anywhere in these terms. And I'm still at a loss as to why any of this means or refers to y'all as the only Americans. I don't see that anywhere.
Okay. No, hang on. Let's just stop there. You can finish in a second. Who else is listed in law as Americans but us? Not the American Indians, because they live on reservations. So American Indians, I'll give you that, but they're listed as reservation, Navajo and all that shit. They're not part of America. Name me one group in America who's listed as Americans in legal code besides us. Right? We're as I understand, maybe you can correct me, Jamaican Dream, in front of the chat. But as I see, and I've looked into the matter, we're the only people, the only ethnicity in law listed as Americans. Nobody else.
Where do you get that? Like, where in law are you listed as? Like, what are you referring to as being something in law?
Yeah, give me any law in America where white people are listed as Americans in law. Because right here we're listed as Americans in law. So right now it's just us. So that's how I can say we're the only Americans, because we're the only ethnic group in America listed as Americans. That makes us the only Americans legally. Also, as you know, we meet every criteria to be the only.
Are you listed as an American?
Bro, this right here, this is law. I mean, sheesh. Right here. Okay. This is law. I am literally giving you law. How can you say where are we listed as Americans in law when I'm giving you law?
SB515 bill?
Yes. Right here.
But it doesn't.
Section 53060.8 is added to the government code. Look it up. Section 53060.8 is added to the government code. The legislation finds and declares both of the following. This is law right here. Right here. Look it up. Section 53060.8 is added to the government law code. So that makes us the only ethnic group in America listed as Americans. That makes us the only Americans because we're the only people legally Americans. That makes us the only Americans. Also, as you know, even if we didn't get this, we would still be the only Americans, because what makes a German a German? What makes an Italian Italian? People who originate from Germany Italian. Well, we originate from America. As you know, there's no proof we come from Africa. What makes a Haitian a Haitian? Well, they originate from slavery. Well, we originate from slavery too. So we meet both origin and slavery. And another thing we meet, no one meets either, is being bred. Frederick Douglass said we were bred like horses. We're the only people bred in human history. So we meet all three criteria. Nobody meets any. White people do not originate from here. White people were not enslaved here, and white people were not bred here like horses, and neither was anybody else. So we meet all three criteria, and all you need is one.
And the
German people, hang on. The Germans were not enslaved in Germany like that, but they're still the only Germans because they originated. We originated in America. Haitians don't originate in Haiti, but since they were enslaved in Haiti, they're the only Haitians. Okay, right? So we were enslaved here. That makes us the only Americans. So we meet every criteria that the world has. So I don't even need this, but this is the end game. It's over. We are now the only Americans in law. And remember, the federal government is waiting to give us the 2030 census as American freemen or American descendants of shadow slaves. You remember our own government said
hold on.
They were going to give it to us.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
So you're saying if I go to a courthouse and they ask me to prove that I'm an American and I give them my passport, that wouldn't prove I'm an American.
Your passport says the United States of America. It does not say American. I don't know how dense you are, bro. No, Jamaican.
Talking about
no, Jamaican. Pull out your passport. Pull it out. What does it say? I bet you $1,000 it does not say American.
Does not prove I'm an American.
Your passport says simply that you are a citizen of America. That's it. That's what nationality is.
Okay, so what do you use?
It's on your passport.
So what do you use to prove you're an American?
No, to prove I'm a citizen, it's the same thing as you. Pull out a passport. Pull out a birth certificate.
What do you use to prove you're an American?
I just said the same thing you would use, right?
The passport?
Passport. You can use a birth certificate, your social security. There's many ways you can prove you're a citizen. This is not citizenship. This is ethnicity. Those are two different things. You're talking about citizenship and we're talking about ethnicity. We are ethnically the only Americans. Citizenship has nothing to do with ethnicity. I could be a citizen of Italy right now. I could be a citizen of Germany right now. Am I ethnic German or ethnic Italian? No. But I could be a citizen of Germany and a citizen of Italy together. And I would prove my citizenship the same way Italians and Germans would. But would that make me German or Italian? No. Right?
Okay, so,
it's the same thing.
If they see you as the only ethnic American, why do they put you under the African American column?
Okay, listen. No. Well, hang on. Let me answer this. Have you seen the census in Europe? I have. Let's go to England and Wales.
Yeah, let's do that.
You know, in England and Wales, Jamaican Dream, the census has white.
American Dream.
Yeah, well, Jamaican Dream over here. The census has white. And under white is listed English, Irish, Scottish, German, Italian. Under white. So under the white umbrella, you have the English and the Wales. But you also have Italians and the Germans. So they're all under the white umbrella, but yet there's only one English, there's only one Wales, there's only one German, there's only one Italian. You see what I'm saying? So being under the black umbrella doesn't mean anything, because you go to Europe and like England and Wales, the census has all these European nations under one umbrella, white. And then you have the English and the Wales, you have the ethnicities. So the umbrella doesn't matter, it's the ethnicity that matters. It's not the white that matters, it's the ethnicity. It's not the black that matters, it's the ethnicity. So when you go to England and Wales, they're all listed under white, including the Germans and the Irish and the Roma people. You see what I'm saying? So when you say, well, we're all under black, that doesn't matter. That doesn't mean anything. You're not saying anything. Go ahead.
I'm saying we're all under African American because according to them, we all have African ancestry, or we all have that African ethnicity, if you will.
Yeah. We don't, but that's what the government believes. So I'm not gonna debate that. Yeah, we don't, but that's what the government believes. Yeah, that we all have African ancestry. I'm not gonna argue that.
Why would the government believe that and then call y'all the only Americans?
Okay, BSIA, didn't you tell us about that over there in England? They were over there calling themselves Black Brits, and then they kind of made them sort of delineate for them, like they don't allow them to call themselves Black Brits. They changed the forms. Maybe Trina told me this.
No, Trina said that. I never said that.
The forms now say, what is that? Black Caribbean or Black African, because as far as I know, they changed those forms. They no longer allow them to say Black British because, well, I guess they're not British, and it doesn't really say what their origins are. So British.
Okay, I can't confirm that, Kay. So because I'm gonna bring up the English and Wales census right now. So I cannot confirm that one, so I won't say anything about that.
Saying is that I'm thinking they're being influenced by us, by listening to us. So I think they're doing sort of type of a delineation over there where they're delineating from the British name and the British title, whatever, and just having them in their own identity. Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know if the Africans and Caribbeans are gonna.
I just want to say before you keep going back and forth, African American is going to be retired. They're not going to. That was our ethnic identifier legally, so they're going to retire that one. Put black. That's what it's going to be, like how you have white, then German, blah blah blah. They're not going to put African American, because when you do that, then these Africans and Caribbeans are going to assume that they're American. They're not doing that.
Okay, but do you have any proof? Okay, Trina, do you have any proof they're going to do it, or are you just saying it? It's a belief.
Because if you do that, then we're going to get confused with the African American and American freedmen. That's two ethnic identifiers. They're not going to.
Yeah, I think she's doing some wishful thinking.
No.
I'm not sure, but
let's talk about something that is real, something that is factual, that is on the forums, and that is.
Well, hang on, okay. Before you kick off, everybody look, and I want American Dream to look. This is everybody, I source up. I ain't slow, Ron. Ethnic group, England and Wales, 2021. The ethnic groups, England and Wales. So I'm sourcing up. You have the Asian Brits, Asian Welsh. Then you have the blacks, black Brits, black Welsh, Caribbean or African. So these are ethnic groups. They're the black Brits, the black Welsh, or just black, or they say you can call yourself African or Caribbean. It doesn't matter. This is the census right here. So I don't know what you like. So, when people say, well, the black Brits aren't going to be black anymore. I don't know. I mean, or they're not going to be Brits anymore because this is 2021. So I don't even know when the next census is out. So I can't. But hang on a second. I want to hang on. Here we go. Right here. This is for American Dream. Look at 2021. The ethnic groups were listed under white umbrella. This is right. This is the English and Welsh census. Under the white umbrella, you have English, you have Welsh, you also have Scottish, you also have Northern Irish, you also have the British. Then you have regular Irish. You got Gypsy, Irish Traveler. You got Roma, or any other white background. You're white, but you're not English. Like the Scots are not English, so we're under the black label, but English is separate from all these other ethnicities. So we're under the black label, but we're separate from you Africans and Caribbeans, just like under white. The English is separate from the Welsh and the Scottish and the Northern Irish and so and so. So the umbrella doesn't matter, is the ethnicity. So the black really doesn't matter. As long as they start delineating us with American freemen, then the black doesn't matter.
I do think they're going to have two separate boxes, though. They're going to have one for the Americans and one for the Caribbeans and Africans. I do think they're going to do that separation. And the reason why, what I wanted to point it out, is that white people did delineate from Hispanics, right? Because I think what was going on, they had a lot of Hispanics that were checking the white box. So what they do now, they say on the forms, it always says white non-Hispanic. And then when you go down further, there's a Hispanic section, and then it'll say Hispanic. Then they'll have like, okay, are you you call yourself, then they'll have the white category on the Hispanic. So Hispanic people can check the white box all they want, but they still are being classified as Hispanic. To me, that's the way white people delineated themselves from Hispanics. And they also delineated black us Americans from Hispanic too, because it will say black non-Hispanic. But then when you go down to the Hispanic section, they'll have a box that you can check black. So they did delineate Hispanics from Americans, from your Americans that are descendants of chattel slavery, as well as from white people. They did do that.
Yeah. Well, let me go here. Well, Trina, hang on. Let me.
I was just telling you. Engine just said they have a lawsuit. You can look it up in the chat.
Yeah, okay, hang on. This is right now. The law just passed. So the law that just passed, saying we are American freemen, does not take effect until another year from now. Right? It's in the law, but it doesn't take effect to 2027. So this is what's in effect now. Remember I said earlier, a guy a few years ago named Senator Chris Holden, whatever, he had a similar bill. And this is what came out of it. This one right here that's what American Dream said. So they delineated with We're all black African American. In California, this is right now. So the new one that I just showed you, American Freeman, does not go into effect until another year, right? This is in effect right now. California Department of Human Resources, right? This is how they delineated us now. And I guess the Senator Lori Richardson said this is not good enough. So she brought another bill that passed. But until then, for the next year, this is what you will see. If you're in California and you're searching for a job, state job, this is what you're going to see. This is the delineation. Black or African American, and you check a box. Are you a descendant of a person or persons who were enslaved in the USA? Yes. Or not a descendant of a person or persons who were enslaved in the United States, including but not limited to African Black, Caribbean Black, or other Black. And the third box is descendant status is unknown, or you don't want to identify. So as of right now until 2027, this is the delineation right here. The delineation is this. Are you a descendant of USA chattel slavery? Yes or no? And then look at, they got the Africans and Caribbeans together. As I said, that's going to remain. But instead of descendant of chattel slaves, it's going to say American freedmen. But as of right now, this is the box. And Africans and Caribbeans are not delineated. See, look who's delineated. Asians are delineated. You got the Cambodian, the Chinese, the Filipino, the Asian. The Asians are fully delineated. Also, the Pacific Islanders are fully delineated, right? But now we're delineated. So we are delineated from Africans and Caribbeans. So Africans and Caribbeans are in the same box. Not us anymore. This is right now. So right now, we're already delineated from Africans and Caribbeans right here. New York State.
Can I ask you a question?
California State. Go ahead, bro.
You see, can you show the section with the Asians? If you scroll over with the Asian delineation.
Right there. Right?
Yeah, wouldn't it make more sense to delineate Black folks that way as well? Where, and that way, FBA, there would just be a box, and your box would just be, I guess, American, and then so there would be American freedmen, or American freedmen, Jamaican, Haitian, like listed off like that, right? So in that sense, I guess they would be saying you guys are the only American because you have the American freedman title. But it would still be under the African American category, which means it's still listing them all. It's still giving them all that American thing, even though it goes along with African American, which I guess is why Trina hopes they get away with African American. It would be better if it was just Black.
Because you're already saying
let me just hang on. No, hang on. Well, Trina, hang on. I don't care about the African American. I hope they retire. All I care about is that we are legally the only Americans in America. We're the only group in legal code that's American. That's all I care about. Because when I debate people on Twitter, they're always asking me, what makes you the only Americans? Of course, I would break it down and say, well, didn't you guys come here on boats? Right? And so white people usually crash out at that point because they can't defeat it. But now I would say, well, how are you the only Americans? Oh, go to California law. It's listed as American freemen. We're the only Americans in legal law in all America.
But you have no special rights, though. Like, how are you the only?
Well, hang on. Let Trina go, and you can respond. Go ahead, Trina.
Sure.
Who would be the African Americans if we're American freemen? Then that would not make us the only Americans. Who the African Americans?
Well, right now, African Americans are Africans. They're Caribbeans. They're all of them right now. Because remember, Black or African American is a made up category. It's not real. A government said it. It's not real. So therefore, they're all included in it.
Okay, so if we are then American freemen, so all Africans would then be American.
No, because African American is made up. It's not real. That's how you deal with that.
If it's not real, then what they do is take it off.
Well, like I said, I don't hang on, Trina. I don't know if they're gonna do that. I don't care. I care about what's real. What's real? We're the only Americans. Because Trina, check. Well, Trina, listen. Our own government has stated these categories, Black, African American, they're all made up. So it's
Okay,
easy.
let's put
It's
black.
all made up.
Let's
So
put
you
under
can't
black.
stand on Black or African American. It's made up.
Can they take us out of Black and African period and just do us like MENA and give us the American freedmen in our box by ourselves, separate, completely away with no race attached to us, no Black, no African American, and just put American freedmen?
Well, Trina, our own federal government tried to do it 2 years ago. They said they're going to give us American freemen or American citizens, shadow slaves by ourselves. We said no, but Trina, hang on. But Trina, hang on. Our own the OMB said it. We will give you American freemen or American descendants of shadow slaves without the black box. Like, we're going to take you out of the black box and have you by yourself. So it's going to be us, American freemen or American descendants of shadow slaves. And then the next category would be MENA, white, Asian, Latino. Our government has already offered it to us at a federal level, but our people said no. No, but Trina, hang on. Our people said no. That's the point. Our people said, no, we want to be Black. So that's the problem. It's not the white man per se at this point. It's us. Too many of us want to be Black.
But what I'm saying now, so once they already made it as law, so it looks like they're going back to that, and we're going back to being American freemen. We done played around with the FBA, with the Sulan and all of that other bullshit. So now it looks like we're going to be American freemen. We're going to be in a.
Well, it's already law. We're American freemen. It's already already law.
So we don't got to worry about this Black or African.
That's what I just said. That's what I just said.
So we're not even in that box. So what the fuck do I care?
Yeah.
For African American, take off African American, retire it. They're Black. Put them as Black foreign immigrants, and put us separate like how they did MENA. Cool with me.
Yeah, but Trina, our people went against it. That's why. Why do you think Yvette Carnell was so mad? She was so pissed.
I get it, but now that is not the case. Now it is.
Well, what do you mean it's not the case? Well, what do you mean it's not the case?
So once in 2027, now we get our own box.
Well, that's in California, but Trina, do you know how many Negroes want to be Black so bad? Take back Black. Just look at the chat. How many people want to be Black? Look at Slow Ron. Slow Ron is like, we're the only Black people. We're not. Trina, I'm on Twitter. Trina, check this. I'm on Twitter. You will be amazed at how many FBAs right now still say we're the only Black. They will say Black is my ethnicity all through Twitter.
Where they ass
it's
out,
like,
and they get beat down to no oblivion until they get beat the Black out of their ass. Because I'm sick of the Blacks. I'm sick of these immigrants. So I hope that by the time the year comes up, 2027, we can just be American freemen. Because at this point, I don't want nothing to do with no Black. We're not Black. That's a descriptor. We can come up from out of that. So I would suggest y'all push that and go away from this whole thing. But I don't think African Americans going to be on their engine. Is already said. I think it's not even so much us. I think the white people are tired of these third worlders. I think it's going to be them who delineate us. You're correct, BSI. I don't think they want them to even know that they're not. If they're not going to give themselves American, they're damn sure not going to give no third world African no American. And it's not going to be by the cause of us. This is a whole biracial. So y'all need to get ready to be American freemen. Fuck this Black shit, this third world shit, because they don't want it. It was a whole biracial. She white, mixed. Nobody wants to be, because they see that they doing this bullshit. So you might as well just drop the Black and keep it moving. So it ain't even, it's other, what say, y'all up there fighting ABCD, but the mere fact that he's coming in here back and forth and want to jump on the bandwagon to get shit that don't belong to them is the stuff that's irritating white people, because it's chucking into their money. We don't get anything. So y'all better get used to being American freemen, free from this bullshit.
If I may.
Well, hang on. Let me add. Trina, I don't think our people are smart enough to delineate from Black. I don't think they're smart enough.
You're American freemen. They ain't doing nothing now but playing online with Africans. What I'm saying is our government, who's doing it, is going to delineate them ourselves. We're not doing anything. The few Americans like Yvette Carnell and Tone, they'll be the ones. They can play online. They can play. They took, what's his name? What's the motherfucker? what's his name? Jesse Jackson went up there and did it. So it's going to take the few. They'll get used to it. But they already see right now, if they got a lawsuit going into effect, we're going to delineate. The white man going to do it. There you go. Because these Negroes want to play around with Africans who want to act like they're willfully obtuse. Because that's going to be too confusing. And it's going to eat more into the white man stuff. He ain't eating into ours. It's going to eat into theirs. And I think they want to pull this stuff aside because that's confusing to me. Who the African American? If we the only American?
Yeah,
No.
I think if you notice, I think if you notice, the people they group together are people they consider to be in a race. So if you want to be taken out and have your own category, if you will, you're going to have to prove to them that you're your own race. And that's going to be kind of like a tough task, I think.
Hey, American Dream, listen. Hang on. American Dream, listen. Our government has already offered it to us. Our own taken out of black, our own line. This is not something new. You're not saying our government has offered this to us 2 years ago. Like,
I don't think the government offered to make you guys your own race.
Bro, listen. You have not listened to the OMB conversation. Am I correct? I know you haven't. Because I
definitely listened to it. The government did not offer to make FBA their own race.
Okay.
And that's also what Trina is
okay. No.
Suggesting as well.
Hang on.
No, he just made that up.
American Dream, listen to me. Hang on. American Dream, listen to me. I heard the conversations. I listened to them. They literally said that they were going to give us our own box. Literally. In fact, this is the OMB. The OMB literally was discussing about giving us our own box outside of black. They even listed it. They said, we'll give you guys would be American freemen or American descendants of shadow slaves, as you see. And then we'll have the Latino box, the white box, the Asian box, and the black box. And then they said this, check this out, American Dream. Then the OMB said, what you can do is you will have your own box, American freemen or American descendants of shadow slaves by yourself. You can check that. And those of you who want to check black, you can check black too. You see what I'm saying? They did the same thing that they told the Latinos. You guys are going back to just Latinos. And if you want to be white, you can check Latino and then check white too. Doesn't matter. So the government has already said it. Go. I gotta break away for a second. I got my daughter Nisa. I got to go ahead. Talk for you, Mux.
I think they're going to get rid of they're going to put us in our separate box. This is too much of a confusing conversation. They're not going through all of this work to have to go and do it again for third worlders to be acting like they're willfully obtuse to not know who they are. We're going to be in our separate boxes, going in that direction. We have been having issues back and forth. They want to be black. This one want to be this. It's too much going on. So when they already put it into law, it looks like it's going towards, instead of American descendants of slavery, it's going to go to American freedmen. So it's going to lean over that because they can't have us all over the place.
That would make y'all the only ones with your own box, right?
No, we're not. MENA has their own box. MENA. Eastern, yes, MENA. Took them 30 years.
But there's a lot of different groups under MENA.
It doesn't matter. The mere fact that you guys.
You mean it doesn't matter? MENA is like African American. There are different groups under it.
MENA is their own box. That's their own box.
There are subcategories.
Understands that you want to eat.
MENA does matter because they were classified under Caucasians and they fought for 30 years to declassify.
But there are subcategories.
To delineate themselves from white Americans. That's what they did. They did not want to be under Caucasians. They delineated from Caucasians.
Okay, this is what she said. Engine says she's in California. Trina, the black immigrants will go under black, sis. We will be separate, sis. It will be American freemen. They will ask if you are descendants of enslaved person of U.S. They already got a lawsuit, so they're pulling it forward. We will not be in the same box. Good. So they're working on that next because this is confusing.
Well, hang on. Let me add this real quick. Hey, American Dream. Are you saying MENA is going to be under white still? Go ahead.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Well, what are you saying about MENA?
I'm saying MENA. I'm saying there are subcategories to MENA. I'm saying MENA is a category in and of itself, like Black or African American is a category with subcategories.
Yeah, so yeah,
Black
MENA
or
had.
African
So
American
you're
is a
saying
category
MENA?
with
Yeah, hang on.
subcategories.
You're saying
MENA is
MENA?
a category
Yeah,
with subcategories.
yeah. So you're saying MENA is gonna have their own line? Am I correct?
No, she's saying
No,
MENA already has.
No,
their
I'm
own line.
asking you. No, in the 2030 census, are you saying MENA is going to have their own line? Yes or no?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised if they do right now. I'm just going off of what
Uh,
she said.
okay,
She
okay.
said
No,
they
I'm gonna.
already
No,
have their
American
own line,
Dream.
so I was just taking her word
Yeah,
for it.
yeah. No, they do, because the OMB has already changed it. MENA officially has their own line, and the OMB was going to do it for us too. That's it. But MENA right now has their own line all to themselves. MENA, not white
what would
people,
be-
not black people, not Latinos. It's MENA all by themselves. Took them 30 years, but
Are
MENA
there subcategories
now
in
has
MENA?
no. It's just MENA. They're not
Are
even
there
added.
subcategories?
No, they're not doing that anymore, because they said the OMB said too many people were confused between race and ethnicities. So now they're going back to just straight white, black / African American, Latino, Asian, Hawaiian Pacific, that shit, and MENA. The only one left to decide is us. They want to give us our own line too, along with MENA. So it'd be MENA, and we would be the last one at it. But too many of us wanted to be black, so right now we're right back in the black / African American
But
category.
here's the issue I'm having though, BSI. The issue I'm having is that the Asian category, the MENA category, the white, all of these categories have a bunch of countries in it. Right, they're going to be a bunch of countries, even the black one. A bunch of countries are going to be listed under each one.
No,
You're saying-
this
you're
is
saying
where
your
you're
country-
wrong. Yeah, no, the
You're saying
government
there's gonna
said
be one.
No,
just
it's
no,
not.
no, no, no.
there's
Hey,
country
American Dream, listen,
except- not
hang on,
even a
American,
country, just like
hang
the
on,
black
American Dream,
They are
listen,
all
hang on,
foreigners.
hang on, American Dream, listen. The 2030 census has reverted back to the old way. They said too many people got confused with ethnicity versus race. So it's not going to be any subcategories. It's just going to say MENA. It's just going to say white. It's just going to say black
understand,
African
but
American.
A bunch of people from I get that, but
Okay.
people from 20 different countries are gonna say MENA. And you're
Yes.
saying only people from one country in America.
No,
and
MENA.
only one ethnic group is gonna pick American freedmen.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
people from 20
yes,
countries,
yeah,
listen,
yeah.
let me just make it clear. People from 20 countries are going to pick every other category except yours. For your category, only one country can pick it, and only one ethnic group. From
Yeah,
that
not even one
country
one
can pick
ethnic
it.
group. Yeah, only
Yeah,
one ethnic group.
and I'm
Us,
like,
yes.
that's why it doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't follow the pattern of how the thing works.
Yeah,
The way the thing
the
works-
reason why you don't understand, because everyone's immigrants. We're not immigrants, bro. So it doesn't connect because you're an immigrant.
Everyone
And
else
white
is
people are,
white.
everyone's immigrants, bro. We're the only non-immigrant group. So that's why you don't understand, because you're thinking like an immigrant. Like, well, everyone else is immigrant. No, we're not immigrants. That's
Yeah,
why
that
the
doesn't
government
explain
said.
it to me.
That's why the government said they're going to give us our own line on the census all by ourselves. We would be the first group to have our own line on the census all by ourselves. And the government was going to do it last year. I'll put it up right here. 2024. The government was going to do it already. But our people are so damn hard-headed.
It doesn't make sense. That the
Because
government
we're
would do
not
that. I'm
immigrants.
sorry, it just
You're an
doesn't make sense.
immigrant. Yeah, and no, it
Okay.
doesn't make sense to you because you're an immigrant. We're the natives, bro. It makes sense to us. It does. I get it. I agree with you, American Dream. It doesn't make sense to you because you're an immigrant. A lot of things
Okay.
about America doesn't make sense to you because you're an immigrant. But when you're an American, a descendant of shadow slave, everything makes sense. But it
Well,
doesn't
I'll
make sense to
believe
you.
it
So
when I see it.
but I agree with you. You're an immigrant.
I'll
It doesn't
believe
make
it
sense.
when I
Yeah,
see
but
it.
you know what the other
Hang on, okay. We're already the only Americans in law in California.
I'll believe it when I see it.
So
I want you to listen very, very carefully.
It's all about life in the street.
People are suffer, try survive in the heat. Bad mind them up to one hygiene a tweet. That's why enough of them get rifle a beat. Everybody want big ups and want fi drive in a jeep. Every day I'm at the ball when she buy in a read. Not even 5 days we can't find for the week. Me no see no changes, the same cycle repeat. Give thanks cause life it's a sweet. But keep a eye open every time you go sleep. Cause mankind jealous and them idle go rape. Them never yet plant and not try figure rape. Bigger heads where you fight for the seed. Now care about the future nor the child where you creep. Them a pray the fat Kyle we submit. The system will slide where you fit.
Inna the streets so we born and grow. Only Jah know and nobody know.
When we talk about ghetto life, talk about ghetto life, ghetto life.
Everybody a priest say them want the dough. That's why them a speed and they pan the go.
Cause this a real ghetto life, ghetto life. This a real ghetto life, ghetto life. Yeah, 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 yeah. Everybody just a pre-success. When me looking at the street, you me see enough stress. Them all a fight for who reach up next. Everybody want floss and a beat up chest. Juvenile in a them teen love sex. Them a pre the fast money, them no need subjects. And if you're unfortunate, please don't vex. I saw the thing said cause the streets don't rest.
Inna the streets so we born and grow. Only Jah know and nobody know.
When we talk about ghetto life, talk about ghetto life, ghetto life.
Everybody a priest say them want the dough. That's why them a speed and they pan the go.
Cause this a real ghetto life, this a real ghetto life, ghetto life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all about life in the street. People are suffer, try survive in the heat. Bad mind them up to one hygiene a tweet. That's why enough of them get rifle a beat. Everybody want big ups and want fi drive in a jeep. Every day I'm at the ball when she buy in a read. Not even 5 wheels we can't find for the week. Me no see no changes, the same cycle repeat. Give thanks cause life it's a sweet. But keep a eye open every time you go sleep. Cause mankind jealous and them idle go rape. Them never yet plant and not try figure rape. Bigger heads where you fight for the seed. Now care about the future nor the child where you creep. Them a pray the fat Kyle we submit. The system will slide where you fit.
Inna the streets so we born and grow. Only Jah know and nobody know.
When we talk about ghetto life, talk about ghetto life, ghetto life.
Everybody a priest say them want the dough. That's why them a speed and they pan the go.
Cause this a real ghetto life, this a real ghetto life, ghetto life. Yeah, 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 yeah.